I think 2020 for the office markets around Asia Pacific is going to be very much a continuation of what we've seen in 2019. So no bold predictions from me. But look, I think what we're going to see is the underlying themes with the trade tensions and so on, that continues. There's no quick resolution to that as it stands at the moment. But what that's going to do is present opportunities in Southeast Asia, I believe. I think India's got huge opportunity. We're really excited about what India can do, especially when you look at the tech sector around Bangalore. There's so much potential there. And then I think Australia and New Zealand markets, mature markets like that, remain robust and strong pushing forward.
For Greater China, I mean, there's a clear bunch of tensions that are going on at the moment. There's the trade war, there's obviously some protesting going on in Hong Kong. I think that's going to continue actually into next year. I think that transaction volumes are going to drop pretty much across the board. I think that occupiers are going to be challenged with how do they right-size their business and maybe even look for flexibility within their business moving forward.
In Singapore in 2020, while we see demand from the technology sector, banks in Singapore will be reducing their footprint due to digitization.
There are some headwinds that could be expected on the India-facing businesses, given there's some slowing down of the Indian economy. However, because there's a lot of work that goes out from India, I would expect that 2020 will continue to be strong and commercial real estate would continue to grow.
The Australian market has seen several years of quite strong performance, particularly in the office and the industrial sector, and we'd expect to see that continue in 2020. We see a number of drivers in place for that. Occupiers are responding to pressures on their business, both in terms of their business needs becoming more sophisticated and their staff are becoming more demanding in a world of relatively low unemployment and shortages of skilled staff. And so real estate is feeling the benefit for that. We see occupiers continuing to take on better quality space. We see a flight to quality in the Australian market, and that is benefiting the property markets. We see continued strong growth in Sydney and Melbourne, our biggest cities, where a lot of activity has been concentrated, but we also expect things to pick up in cities like Brisbane and Perth that haven't performed quite as well.
Office rents in Thailand are the highest rates we've ever been. We've seen continual growth quarter on quarter now for several years. However, I do think it's going to start to slow down as we start to see a lot of new supply coming onto the market. From a tenant's perspective, that's actually a good thing. Finally start to see that the rental rates begin to slow down a little bit. But also we're going to see lots of new options, lots of great new quality office space coming available.
In 2020, we're going to see two things. The first is for the business process outsourcing sector to look outside of Metro Manila and Cebu into the provinces due to new tax laws, also lower rents, and new pipelines for talent. The second thing is we're going to see the Chinese businesses leave the areas of Pasay, Makati, and Alabang, finding new areas such as Quezon City, where they can find an ample amount of office supply to meet their growing demand.